welcome to Take 10. I'm Jennifer Johnson. With us in the studio today is Tim Warner. Mr. Warner is the MCPS Chief Engagement and Partnership Officer. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we're here to talk about what's called MCPS Backpacks program. Do I have it right? Give Back.
MCPS Give Backpacks.
Give Backpacks.
Yes.
So we have to do a little history behind this. So in years past, free backpacks were given out at the back to school fair. Is that correct?
That's correct. We gave out over 8,000 last year, and there was a long line across Manakee Drive into the Montgomery College parking lot that was a little unwieldy, and so we thought about doing it differently this year.
So not only were you giving away free backpacks, but also lots of school supplies too, which is very, very expensive. Is that correct?
That's correct. So the Back to School Fair is a place where people come to get information about school. We celebrate coming back to school and formal education and all of that, but parents and families come to figure out how they can get engaged in the life of the school, find out about curriculum and supports and all kinds of things that are helpful for students and families throughout the course of the year. And for those students who need them, we give away free backpacks.
And so what you were finding was you had a lot more people in need than you expected? Is that correct?
Yeah, so we never know how many people will come to this event. And even though we gave away over 8,000 backpacks last year, we still haven't even really approached the level of need there is in the county. We have about 1 million people in the county, and for about 20% of them, say 200,000, the month, there are families who find themselves routinely in a situation where the month is longer than the money. And they come to county government or to some faith community or to some nonprofit to subsist from month to month. That translates for us into about 1/3 of our population receiving free and reduced meals. So 1/3 of our students, we have about 150,000 students, so you think about 50,000 kids. 1 out of every 3 students you see are receiving free or reduced meals, and 80% of them receive free meals and not reduced. So we're a county with immense resources, from the Ag Reserve all the way down to Silver Spring, but we also have a very significant rate of poverty in this county, much of which we don't see. And our effort is to try and reach the families who have need, simply because we want to give every child an opportunity to come to school equipped and ready to learn in every way that we can.
And I can tell you as a parent, every year it seems like the backpack lasts a year, and you go out and buy them and it's like starting at $49.99. They're really expensive.
Yeah.
And then you add all the school supplies. So you guys have found this, and I guess given the long lines at the back to school fair, you decided there had to be a better way to reach these families and to get these backpacks to them. So what's the new plan?
So the plan this year is to raise money to not just buy supply 8,000, but if we've got 50,000 students, 80% of whom are on free meals and not reduced, so we're talking probably 40,000 backpacks that we need to supply. And we know that's way too much for any budget that we have inside MCPS. But for 1 million people, it's not such an impossible number. So what we're asking people to do is participate with us because it's in our community's best interest to make sure every student is equipped to come. So we've worked out a deal through the excellent work of our Division of Family and Community Partnerships with a vendor to supply us high quality backpacks filled with supplies for $10 each.
Wow.
Which is a real bargain. You can't get it anywhere else. And what this means is that we'll be able to supply backpacks directly to schools, directly to families who need them without the long lines at our back to school fair.
And your intent is to distribute them somewhere between after the school fair, not hourly after, but after August 24th when the back to school fair is, but before school begins. That's the plan.
We're still working out those details of exactly when the distribution will happen, but it will come to local school earmarked for students, and it'll happen before school starts.
So the families will pick the backpacks up actually at their school.
Absolutely.
So why did you feel you needed to change the situation? What just in terms of, what was going on? How did it just didn't feel right, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And you felt like there needed to be a change.
There were a couple of reasons. The first of which is the purpose of our back to school fair is not about backpacks, right? It is about celebrating the formal launch of a new school year. And we do have an awful lot of fun out there. People should come just to have fun, but also to become aware of all the programs and curriculum and opportunities that are available for families and for students. And we wanted to make that information available. We wanted to make that information fun. We wanted to have a reunion for people. And that's really the primary goal of the back to school fair. What we found last year is that we had this long line where people were waiting in the hot sun, and it sort of took away from the primary goal of the fair. So we wanted to eliminate that line. as our second goal. So I think this will help us do both.
Had you heard from outside of the, say, 8,000 you're giving away, other families in need who were saying, we can't afford to buy all this stuff? Because I know a lot of families, when we get the list that you have to buy, it's pretty daunting.
One of the things that I wish I could get across to Montgomery County residents is both the immense need for families in our county, but also the immense capacity to respond. So we gave away 8,000 through the school system, but there are faith communities and nonprofits and individual families who have gathered to do backpack drives of their own. So there are probably 40 or 50,000 backpacks given away anyway. We're just trying to consolidate that effort today. And so we give people an opportunity to work centrally to get that done.
So can people now donate either backpacks or money or supplies and is there a call to the community to get those donations or money in?
So we're putting a call out to the entire community, for-profit, nonprofit, and community affiliations, not to give supplies because these will come packed with supplies already, but to give money. So if you think about $400,000, which is really what we're talking about, right. Impossible for any one institution to do. But if we spread it out across 1 million people in all the organizations that we represent, it won't be so daunting.
Have you gotten some of that money in already?
Money's already beginning to come in.
So anybody can donate up from $10 up to $10,000.
Right.
So you're talking to individuals and companies.
Absolutely right.
How do people go about finding you or donating the money?
So they can do it online at our website for MCPS, or they can send a check to the Montgomery County Public Schools Foundation, which is our fiscal agent for this work.
And you're going to have a website, mcpsbackpacks.org.
Absolutely right.
So people can go on that and figure out how to donate.
Online.
And that goes. How did you manage
tax
to talk
deductible.
Tax deductible? How did you? How are you getting a completely supplied backpack for $10?
Well, so when you start talking about volume, the price comes down. And what happens when we do partnerships is we work out partnerships with businesses where they understand our cause. And you'd be amazed at the number of businesses that are willing to do things at cost or just slightly above cost in order to make sure a need is being met. And so when people understand our interest in delivering backpacks so that kids who have a difficult time being prepared for school can come prepared, they think that's a great mission, and they're willing to do what they can to help us.
And you want to definitely do this before school because you don't want a kid to have to go to the office and say, I need a backpack.
Absolutely
at the first
right.
day of school.
One of the reasons we wanted to eliminate the line is because it decreases the dignity of a family to have to stand in line for that amount of time to get a backpack. And in the same way, we don't want to identify the kids who get backpacks for us. So to have them before school will enable every student to show up with a backpack, just like every other one.
All right, that's a great program. Again, mcpsbackpacks.org. You'll stay in touch with the families, the community, so you'll get the information out over the summer, and so these families can get these backpacks
Absolutely.
Prior to school beginning August 26th.
Thank you very
Very
much.
much. Thank you so much, Tim. This is great information. Thanks.
Thank you.
And thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time. Remember to visit us on the web at the link on the screen. I'm Jennifer Johnson. Join us next time here on Take 10.